It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. And I'm coming to you guys to bring you a special Saturday afternoon report. You know, because later on we're going live. Normally I don't make videos before I go live on Saturdays, but you know what? We're doing it today. By the way, we'll be live tonight for Top Rank, Consensual versus Martinez, as well as the Don King card. We'll be covering both of them, so please be there for that. But I came to bring you guys a special report because, you know, this was brought to my attention in the comments, and I went ahead and checked it for myself. And I feel like this is something that I have to cover because there has been a lot of unnecessary Demetrius Andrade slander here on YouTube. A lot of people have, you know, done the intellectually lazy and dishonest thing of saying that he's ducking Janibek, and they looked at his move to 168 as a reason to shit on the reputation of Demetrius Andrade for quote unquote ducking Janibek Alimkhanuly, you know, who just won 8 rounds with the corpse of Hassan Mandam. But that's neither here nor there. I like Janibek. I'm not trying to throw salt on his name, but I'm trying to figure out when exactly did he become this killer in the eyes of all these people. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Jake Donovan, shout out to Jake Donovan and all the fine folks at BoxingScene.com. For those that know and for those that don't know, Jake Donovan is one of the premier sources for just general boxing information in the sport. You know, he's the guy that writes all the articles on Boxing Scene. So if you're one of these YouTubers out here who use Boxing Scene articles as a basis to make your videos, odds are you've used a Jake Donovan article as a basis for your own YouTube video. So take that into account when I tell you what I'm about to tell you. So he tweeted this. Here's what Jake Donovan said, and I showed it in the beginning of the video. He said the following, and I quote, a move to the super middleweight for the interim title won't require Demetrius Andrade to vacate or drop his middleweight belt. If he beats Zach Parker, he will be given a specific deadline whether to return to middleweight for a mandatory against Janibek Alimkhanuly or vacate and remain at 168 where he'll be Canelo's mandatory. So what that basically means is if you're out here, if you're one of these YouTubers out here that's running around trying to use this as an opportunity to slander and smear Demetrius Andrade's name, it means you're in the wrong, because essentially what's happening is he's not even really vacating his belt. He's not even really vacating his belt because he's got to fight Zach Parker, and then he has to actually beat Zach Parker. And then should he do that, he gets the option to decide what he will do. Now, if that time comes, let's say maybe Canelo's not there or he's not getting a big fight after the Zach Parker fight, and he decides not to fight Janibek, then you might be within your right. You will be within your rights to slander Demetrius Andrade. But at this juncture right now, you don't have a basis to slander him because technically he's still the middleweight champion. Now, let's do a little timeline. Let's take it back a little bit, okay? Now, earlier in the month, I did a video about this. Earlier in the month, you may remember, back on January 6th, a report came out basically stating that the WBO was not going to honor the request of Demetrius Andrade to go up to 168 to fight Zach Parker for the interim title, and that he must face Janibek because they had a purse bid on the 14th of this month. Now, he was trying to explore going up to fight Zach Parker earlier in the month. They initially were not going to honor the request. Now, between that time and the 14th, something must have happened because the purse bid got pushed back, and it's given Andrade this chance to work out a deal with the WBO, where he can do this, you know, and that's a great thing because at the end of the day, this is not a fighter that gets the luxury of picking and choosing who he wants to fight. I mean, people are so quick to talk about him not fighting mandatories and him not doing this and him not doing that, him not fighting Janibek. But I mean, if you look at his entire run as middleweight champion, you know, he was supposed to fight Billy Joe for the belt. Billy tested positive for sticking nasal spray up his nose, and something was in the nasal spray, supposedly, according to them. Had to fight Kakadawa for the belt, beat him. All right. So from that point forward, he became champion, right? And then he defended it against, who was it? I believe it was, I'm going to say it was Akavov first. Artur Akavov was number 8 in the WBO rankings, right? So he beats Akavov. After he beat Akavov, he fought Sulecki, who was his mandatory challenger. So that's one mandatory that he fought in June of 2019. Then after he fought Sulecki, he fights Luke Keeler, who was just coming off the Luis Arias upset victory. Keeler was ranked number 3 in the WBO, and I believe number 10 in the IBF when he fought him. Then he fought Liam Williams, another mandatory, which was just last year. And then he fought Jason Quigley, who had just won the WBO and ABO title, beating Shane Mosley Jr., who was ranked number 10 in the WBO. So if there was if there was a fighter in boxing that's actually went ahead and honored the rules and the rankings of being a champion, it's been this guy. But then you guys want to sit here and y'all let Earl Spence get off the hook when Kujatilo Abdul-Kakarov was Earl Spence's mandatory for 3 years. And the only person I ever heard mention anything about Abdul-Kakarov never getting his shot on YouTube or just in general was Punch Drunk Boxing. So he gets credit. But everybody else, you guys don't have a leg to stand on. So what I'm saying is this. I think this is great. I think it's good. It gives Andrade a chance to see what he can do. It's gonna be good for the middleweight division as well, because now there will be some movement in the middleweight division. You'll have, top contenders fighting each other. Maybe some of the champions will even fight. It's good for the weight. It's good for boxing in general that the WBO did this. And credit to Demetrius Andrade's team. Credit to him, Paul Andrade. I think his manager's name's Ed Ferris or something like that. Boxing is not, the boxing business doesn't really have a bunch of absolute truths. It doesn't. So it's a sport of free enterprise. It's the Wild Wild West. And you don't get what you deserve in boxing. You get what you negotiate. And apparently something happened where he negotiated a deal where he can actually go up to 168 and not to vacate the belt, because I'm sure Andrade doesn't want to vacate the belt. I'm sure he wants to keep the belt because the belt's the only bargaining power he has. Why would he want to vacate it and just go up to 168 and then risk not having any bargaining power? So he understood that. He went to the WBO, or his team went to the WBO. They talked about it, and they've worked out something that's fair for all parties involved. It allows him to go to 168 to explore that opportunity and fight Zach Parker, to potentially fight maybe Canelo, if Canelo's still going to be there, which at this moment in time, Canelo Alvarez is going to be at 68 because he hasn't said what he's going to do yet. So if he fights Jamal Charlo next, which I believe he will, I have good reason to believe he'll fight Jamal Charlo next. If that does happen, that'll be at 68. So Canelo will still be at 68 when Demetrius Andrade becomes his mandatory. So then Canelo will have to make a decision. But it's not out the realm of possibility that Andrade could fight Zach Parker. And then if he doesn't get any sort of good opportunities at 68, then he can come back down and fight Janibek. This allows him to do that. So all you YouTube channels out there, all of you, every last one of you, I don't care for friends, I don't care for not friends. If you came out here making these irresponsible videos about Demetrius Andrade, saying that he was ducking Janibek Alimkhanuly, who just won 8 rounds with the corpse of Hassan Bandam, all right? You owe this man an apology, because the information is out there. The information is out there. Don't ignore it. The information is out there. He worked out a deal with the WBO. He does not have to drop his middleweight belt. He's going to fight Parker for the interim title. And if he beats Parker for the interim title, the ball's on Andrade's court. The ball's on Andrade's court is to either go up and fight, or go back down and defend the belt against Janibek, or vacate and remain at 68, where he will then be the WBO mandatory, which right now that'll be Canelo's mandatory. So, wait and see, man. Stop being so damn, don't be like these other people out there. Don't just live on emotions and things like that. Like, become more centered, people. Okay, he's gonna fight. He just wants a big fight. Can you blame the guy? The guy's 34 years old. The guy hasn't had a chance to be in a truly big fight, and he's trying to do everything he can to do that. You guys can say what you want about the past. The past is the past, okay? And he didn't duck most of those guys you even mentioned. So make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. But this is a special report to put you punk. I don't want to curse. I don't want to curse. I'm trying to cut down on the cursing. But this is a special report out there for you cowards out there, you intellectually lazy and dishonest people that go here and you masquerade yourselves as YouTube channels, real boxing media outlets, and you say that Demetrius Andrade is ducking Janibek, okay? Which I'm not trying to down Janibek, but he's not ducking him. He's just trying to get the biggest fight possible for his career, all right? And he worked out something that's good for all parties involved, to where he don't got to vacate the belt. He can go up there and explore the options at 68. And if he beats Parker, he gets a chance to make a decision for himself. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair for everybody. So leave your comments down below. What do you make of that? All right, the information's out there. If you still say it's ducking Janibek Alimkhanuly, at this point, all I can say is you're a straight up imbecile. You're a fool. And a downright idiot, because it's out there. You just got to do the research for yourself. Don't even let me. Just do the research for yourself and you'll see what I'm talking about. But leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.